Katie, I think you really outdid yourself. I know these cards were a struggle, but it looks like we have, let's see, 4, 7, 10, 14 different cards. And they are so adorable. Who does not love Winnie the Pooh, and who does not love Pooh at the holiday time? So good morning, everybody. It's Friday, TGIF. Yay. Melissa just jumped on, and Connie's here, and so is Katie.
Good morning, good morning.
Katie, people were asking about you a couple weeks ago. They wanted to know where you were.
Life.
Busy.
Life happens.
And then you came on, and you had your I Am Thankful little golden book.
Yes.
And so I think people got their Katie fix for a little bit.
There you go, yeah.
And Katie's back today. It's our last day, isn't it, of Winnie the Pooh holiday fun?
Wrapping it up.
Katie's wrapping it up for us, bringing her home.
Bringing her home. Yep, that's all I can say.
Bringing her home. Okay, bringing her home.
We're bringing her home, and that is good, yeah, with using the stamp sets that they have.
These are from Echo Park, right? Your stamps?
Yeah,
okay.
They are. All three of them. And I used all three.
Used all three.
I did. I couldn't.
She couldn't.
Hi, Janine.
Oh, Janine's here. She could use just one.
No,
she had to use them all.
I had to use all three to make it work for me. Let me show you how
and they did work.
And did not.
And she's got lots of good ideas for us.
I hope so. They're a little bit different than the last ones.
They're just so
my other
cute.
ones are.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute, Katie.
Thank you. And I'm going to show you how to do them because honestly, it's very easy. It's a few things that you need, and you can create them all.
Well, I love it.
Thanks.
I think everyone's going to
I hope they enjoy
have a great morning today.
I hope so.
Just look at this. It's so cute. And the twine. I think that twine really adds a lot.
Yes.
And we do have twine.
Whoops, that's not twine.
That's not. Those are gems, but they're good.
This pack would be the perfect one to use for this, and it's $3.99, and you get 4 spools of twine. And this is going to last you quite a long time. Or if you prefer, you can go with the Doodlebug that has a spool of red for $4.99, and I also use the Doodlebug black in $4.99. But this is the green and red on this one I also used.
And this
They're
is,
great, and they tie easily.
If you've got Merrymakers, you've got this 4-pack in your kit, and you have extra twine.
Yeah, it's great. And it adds it, you can add that, or if you don't want to use twine, you want to use ribbon, you can get the ribbon pack, Winnie the Pooh ribbon pack for $6.49.
Works out perfect.
Projects. Yeah.
Well, Katie, there's a lot of people that are saying good morning. Linda and Lori and Billy Sue says good morning, and Sharon's here. And Crafty Kathy's here.
Good morning.
She says morning from your first oldest fan.
Oh, that's right.
Crafty Kathy.
That's a good story.
And Janet says beautiful cards.
Thank you, Janet.
And Jean is here from Minnesota. She loves Pooh.
Wonderful.
There's no way you could not love Pooh after all these beautiful collections and all these projects.
That people have shown some really cool things, haven't they? I'm just looking up at
I know. Well, we got Maggie's tree. So
that's great.
Before we get on to Pooh, Katie, can we show our special because it's ending?
I would
this weekend. So we're
gonna.
Do you want to just grab it and bring it over?
I do, absolutely.
We're just sitting down sitting down.
Coffee.
We do. I have one somewhere. I don't know where it's at.
Remember we had a chat by the fire once. We should have.
Yes, we did.
Fire chat again.
We did have a fire chat. I can't remember how we did our fake fire.
I think it was just a print off of fire.
Oh, was it just a print?
So.
Well, maybe Katie from Merrymakers. Maybe we need to have a fireside chat.
Fireside chat.
We might have to.
We could do it like real, like Doug could set up in the back parking lot,
and light a fire for us.
Yeah, we could sit out there and roast marshmallows.
That's right.
All right, so this is on sale, the Vintage Orchard, and it is gorgeous.
It's 20% off
this year.
Now, all of the I know, and
it is,
and all the embellishments.
You want to take a good
and
look
the paper
at it?
Packs are 20% off. And
These
then
are
at the bottom, we have a special price on one of the items, and we'll tell you about that. It excludes the single sheets of paper, but all the other things. Mm-hmm. And Katie, we drove to Ames last night, which if you're not familiar, it's about 30 minutes north of Ankeny here.
Iowa State is.
And the leaves look exactly like this collection.
I've noticed, I think they're peaking about now, don't you
think? They are, and
yeah.
it's a special year because it's been warm, and the wind and the rain have not ruined all the leaves.
So these are $6.99. They're chipboard pieces or phrases. And I always think that these are just a must to have in your stash because then you can use the red and green ones for Christmas.
Very, very. Those are so pretty.
The
whole collection.
So pretty.
Katie Petite, good job. We love it. And $49 a market. We Katie,
it's 20% off.
It's 20% off. Mary says hello from Sherry's Retreat.
Oh, hello. I got a message in my mailbox today.
You did?
About that Sherry's has her big retreat this weekend. The Sherry B.
It's a benefit crop.
Yes, a benefit crop. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having lots of fun. All right. I can't imagine you're not. All right. Vintage Orchard, the ephemera. And, you know, also what I'm thinking.
This is my weakness.
$8.99. You could use that in the Thankful book I showed. You could add some of this stuff. It would be perfect. Or make your own Thankful book. You can make a tag type thing with all the bigger pieces, a flip book of Thankful things.
I'm still just,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry
gosh.
because I'm going to say it again. I
Yes.
don't like repeating myself, but I
It's
do it all
okay.
the time. This is exactly what our area of Iowa looks like right
It
now.
does.
So
It really
Katie
does.
really captured it well in her designs.
These are the transparencies or acetates. I always call them transparencies from the old days.
From the old days, from your old teaching days.
Yes. But I love acetate pieces. I like to put them in mini books or in the pockets, and you turn them, or have them in the background with pictures. And to finish my sentence, you turn them. You can see through them, and I just really think there's so many.
They're
different,
usually really good sellers.
You know, I just need to have more time in
Katie's
the
like
day, 'cause
kind of
this is-
shopping through this pile.
I am. The only thing that's not in Iowa right now are probably the peaches and pears, but those are at the grocery store.
Yeah, you can get them at
Yeah.
Hy-Vee.
These are, I love these epoxy stickers. These are like somewhat puffy, but not puffy.
The
but they
bubbles
are
and
puffy.
bobbles.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. $5.99, but 20% off. And remember these little ones, you could use these on the Pooh cards.
Katie loves the. Oh, you
Yeah,
could.
and
There's
then you
red
can
and
make
green
them-
in there if you're doing Christmas.
Or the yellow, if you're using Pooh for
Yeah.
the yellow too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
you
Pooh is
could-
yellow.
Actually, the only color I would not use if I would be the orange. I could use any of those colors. And the smaller ones, you can put the two hearts together to make butterflies. All right. The paper, the
There's
8 by
only
8
two of
pack,
these
6 by 8.
left.
Oh, $12.99.
There's only 2 of these left. They're 20% off. So
24 sheets, 2 of the double-sided pattern papers, plus 2 extra pattern papers on the inside of the cover sheets. Wasn't that so smart to do, to get the inside of your cover sheets papers?
it's just a bonus, really.
It is. And-
Stacy says she lives near Ames,
Nice.
and she
I
was
like Ames.
she drove to Memory Bound, so she went the opposite
Oh.
way, and she agrees with the season. It's just
It's
really
gorgeous
beautiful
out.
right
it
now.
really is. You get the zipper bag for $14.99, and in here it has, Pooh color enamel dots.
So you'd save about $3 on that. Oh my gosh, we can make anything Pooh,
Yes,
can't we?
We can. And then whatever season's next, we can make it into Christmas. But wouldn't this be fun to give to a friend if you get all this? And Kelly, you might have a friend sitting in front of you
I
that
might have a
just
friend that wants that.
wouldn't mind such a nice
I'd
fall
have to
gift.
buy 2, Katie, because I'd want one for myself.
Oh, okay. I'll buy one for you and you buy one for me.
Okay, all right.
All right, let's go to the rub-ons. I love the rub-ons. These are the Vintage Orchard. These would be the botanical rub-ons. And there's 3 sheets. And I learned a new thing last night, that you can put rub-ons on front of page protectors.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. I learned that last night. These are the blendable rub-ons.
So those are the ones that are really
these.
nice background. Sometimes you call them kind of blotches or splatters and nice little background
You
pieces.
could use these. I just look at this, the kind of the splatter ones here, Kelly. You could use those easily on the Pooh cards in the background, because you could use the reds. I use browns.
I am seeing some Pooh colors here.
Yeah, you have to think beyond just
Let's say
fall
Winnie
with
the Pooh
these.
colors.
Okay.
Letha said she can't remember if she ordered it yet. Letha, you can call and they can, if you got it here, we can creep your history and find it.
These are the essential rub-ons. These more have the words or the little pieces of tape. I'm going to flip it for you.
Cheryl said she needs this. And Cheryl, if
Oh,
you
yeah.
need it, get
Get
it
it.
soon because it's on sale for 20% off.
That's
We are
amazing.
trying to make room for Christmas.
We have
Our
a big
holiday
thing.
open house starts Thursday, a week from yesterday, and we are trying to make room for it. Oh, this I love.
This is the washi tape. And so that's a
That's
big sheet of
so
washi
gorgeous.
tape. But can you imagine like die cutting leaves out of this?
It'd be really pretty.
Oh my
That cut
goodness.
anything.
And then on the back,
And these
this
are the
is
stickers.
$5.99.
So on this side, you would pull off your backing.
Yeah,
You
you
peel
pull it
off the
all
backing, and then all that would be left are these stickers. There really are cut lines around them. You just can't see it.
Those are amazing. And now let's go to the laser cut elements. So here is, let me see, the vintage. These are the laser cut elements for $7.99. And these are really fun too. There's so much you could do with this stuff. You could have your own merry makers for fall. Look at that scarecrow. Isn't that amazing?
The little bushel of apples. And
These are, look at these little like crazy twig things. You could put those anywhere and make it look like you're an artist that you actually drew those. Over the river and through the woods.
oh, I never
Oh my
saw that.
gosh.
Okay, let's show that. Filled with thanks.
Those are great. There's so much on there.
She did a really nice job on this collection.
And these are the wildflowers. So much to do. That's like you get 92 little pieces for $7.99 with 20% off. With another regularly $7.99 with 20% off.
And Letha did say she's die cutting leaves out of that paper and then spritzing them for her centerpiece this year.
For the washies?
I'm not sure. Maybe just
Maybe
the
this
paper.
one?
I think the paper in general.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea with the centerpieces.
Because we do have the 12 by 12 paper pack.
And this is the 12 by 12 paper pack for $15.99, then 20% off that. And it is gorgeous.
So that would get you one of each of the papers. You got 10 double-sided papers. And we have done lots of demos with these. We have lots of projects we've done. Cards. I made a panel, a panel. Maggie just
broke a branch.
Maggie just broke a branch off the
You
tree.
couldn't get your tag, so you broke the
Maggie, do
branch.
you need help?
We are in need of a little twig. So.
Maggie's
no, not mine.
harvesting twigs off of her Winnie the Pooh tree. Oh my
Instead
gosh.
of running to
Just
Walgreens?
I already went outside and there
Oh!
wasn't small enough one, so
You never know what's going to happen during a memory bound video. Okay, now this is the page kit, and this is normally $24.99 and it's $15.99, and it makes 4 layouts. And Katie, I don't know, do we have time to just open that up?
Well, sure,
See if
even
you can
if it
peel
has
it.
a seal.
I think I was able to peel it open the other day, one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are 4 papers that you can only get in this kit. There's
I love
8
these.
different large laser cuts, or I'm sorry, not laser cuts, die cuts. So, and I think you get, is it 4 or 5 sheets of laser cuts? It
find
says
out.
on the front.
So these 1, 2.
So even if you weren't making the pages, you get so much stuff that you could
3.
do whatever you wanted with it. Look at those
4.
like lace green triangles.
5.
Oh, there's 6.
I don't know. 5.
Okay,
5.
so
It
there's
smells
5. It smells good. It
does.
It smells good, so you should
Yeah.
buy it. So you get 5 sheets of laser cuts. You get 8 die cuts, and they're large. And then you get
that's
4.
these. I'm sorry.
That's
That's
okay.
these pieces.
And then you get 4 papers from 49 at
For
Market.
$15.99, you can do 4 pages that look like a Katie Petite page, and you don't have to spend $15.99 per page as we usually
Yes,
do.
that's true. That's so true.
And then look, it's like basically done.
Yeah, it's
I just love these. They're so easy.
so you can
and
use
they're
this
beautiful.
side if you want.
Yeah, or
that's already done, or
build
you
your
take
own.
this side and layer it, and the directions are in there on what you need for it.
Gosh, you almost have to get 2. All right, so this page. So am I understanding this correctly? Like this page, but this is what
That's what it looks like when it's
Oh,
all done.
wow. You could get 2, and then you can build one and then have one already done. This
Certainly
one
could.
is Remember This and Collected.
And Janet just posted a link to our blog that has projects done with this. We've done a lot with this collection, and
Pickin' Perfect Day.
you can see why it's so beautiful.
And so even with some of these, I know there's some, it looks like a peach down here, but, or maybe it's an apple. And so you can change that out to be an apple.
Well, you can do your own thing.
Oh,
These are the
look at the
directions.
directions.
We
so
showed
you
this.
gather your pieces, and then you do your first layers, and more layers, and
More layers.
more layers.
So it's kind of neat because
like
they do
that.
show you what you need for page 1 if you want to make it exactly like they have designed it at 49 and Market. And then it tells you what you start with and how you end up. And so
These are great.
So
These
they're
would
very
be
nice.
if you're having fall pictures taken or just have fall happenings.
Well, and here's Letha's idea, because it is
Oh, yeah.
two-sided paper.
Yes.
You could put them in clear, when you put them in your sleeves, do the front and the back.
Yes.
So then you're getting kind of double out of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And speaking of sleeves, it comes in a really nice acrylic 49 and Market pocket, which you can use that to hold. I use those to put projects in.
Yeah. Some people buy the separate stuff and then put it in here. So.
All right,
like
so
the
that's our
individual
special
things. I love
20%
that.
off the 49 and Market Vintage Orchard.
All right, I'm going to try to put this over there without.
It only excludes the individual papers, but everything else, the paper packs, and the page kit is like a bonus because it
Thank you for
is
that, Kelly, that
$15.99
that's
instead of
wonderful.
$24.99.
That is absolutely wonderful. And you could put your pictures of your leaves that you are taking right now.
Oh yeah, Katie's going to
or-
empty that so we don't sell the bag that's filled with stuff. All right, while you do that,
that
Katie.
might happen. Yeah.
While you do that, I
Yeah.
just want to talk about Winnie the Pooh
Okay.
because we've had a Winnie the Pooh week. And maybe, do you want to put that on and
Okay,
I'll show
sure.
baby tags? We don't know what we're doing. All right. Well, we kicked it off on Tuesday. We've got this wonderful Winnie the Pooh collection from Echo Park. So thank you, Echo Park, for that. And we kicked it off with tags. And Maggie showed us on Tuesday. And you can watch her video. It will be on our blog eventually. I'm not sure if it's on there yet. But everything will be. It always is. And that's, thank you, Janet, for that. And she decided to make a tree. So she made this tag tree with all of the Winnie the Pooh tags. And that's how we kicked off our Winnie the Pooh days.
Having a
And
little trouble
then
here, Kelly.
Katie's having some trouble.
I'm going to lefty loosey, righty tighty.
I can help you with that
Okay, I
if you need
think I
it.
got it.
So we got the tags, and then we also found this Winnie the Pooh, Katie. Do you remember this?
That was on the castle for a while.
It was on our
wasn't it?
castle forever for years. We
That's
think
right.
We think maybe Diana made it, but we're not sure. We got to ask Diana when she comes in. We've had it for a few years. Then we had Penny, and Penny took this stamp set from Impression Obsession. It's called Piglet, Eeyore, and Tree, and there's how it got its name right there. And she colored it in many different ways. The stamp is $15.99. We like it because it has the sayings. It's got the big image, which really fills in an A2 card, and it's got the little stars. And Penny also stamped this, Katie, on her
amazing.
layout. She put it on the corner of the layout.
yeah, that's a great idea.
But here's some of her Copic coloring.
I
And
love
this
the
also,
rug.
This I know. Here she. Okay, she started with just this image, so just this, and this is what she ended up with. It is
It's
amazing.
amazing.
She did the wood floor, she did the wall, she did the rug, all
just
with
love
Copic
that.
markers. It's crazy.
Yeah,
She's
that rug
amazing.
is amazing. And I like the colors of it too.
Poor old Eeyore.
Oh yeah. Poor
And then
guy.
yesterday, Peggy was here. We went from Penny to Peggy, and she showed us the flip book that she made.
Do you want me to open it? for you?
We can just flip through it quickly. The flip book she made with the Echo Park Winnie the Pooh collection, and it's a 4x6 flip book from Simple Stories. Got great friends there, and it's just a really cute little book for the holidays.
How adorable.
Ready to add photos. So she showed us a little bit about that and some of her thoughts behind it. And you know, when you see like something like this, yes, it's Winnie the Pooh Christmas, but you think, okay, what if I did Halloween? And you can do some of the same techniques, but with a different collection. Or
I was like,
Katie's
turn
like,
this
what?
Halloween.
How do I make this? You know, use different
Wow.
papers. So, you know,
Yes,
think about the
absolutely.
pocket on the front cover.
Oh, I agree with that.
And Katie, you've made a lot of these little mini books,
100%.
but
I love
Peggy
them.
did such a nice job.
She
I
did,
just
didn't
love
she?
it.
So
we've
cute.
had a great week so far,
have.
and Katie's, what we said earlier, bringing us home with the
Wrapping
Winnie
her
the
up
Pooh,
and going
Winnie the
on.
Pooh cards.
Yes.
And let's
Yes,
see
yes,
if we have
yes.
any questions,
Okay.
Peggy. I quit looking at questions,
Okay.
so
That's good.
yeah. Well, I don't know.
that happens.
Janet said that the post with Maggie's tag tree, will be up later today. So you'll see it
Wonderful.
later today. And Janet always links the videos and the product So you can get it all in one spot.
This is much larger in real life than it is on
The tree
video.
is?
Yeah.
Katie says the tree. She's looking up at it.
It's impressive. The size is impressive. And then she put glitter on it?
Yeah, it has a little bit of Diane's glitter mix on it, which is pretty cool.
Wow. Only Maggie. That's our Maggie, right?
Yeah, it is,
It is.
definitely.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Okay.
All right, well,
I think
so
we're
this
ready
is
to go.
Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, we're almost done. No,
Okay.
just kidding, just kidding. So, Katie,
Oh, yeah,
tell
I have
us
6 minutes.
tell us about your cards, because they do look really
Okay,
nice.
Kelly,
I
I
know
will
you're
tell
a
you
little
about my
modest
cards.
about it.
Well, these are my cards.
Here's her cards.
Yes, and so if you remember, I used the original Winnie the Pooh, and I used a Tim Holtz stamp, and it was the splatters, and I made the splatter, and then I stamped over it, and I kind of had that thought in my mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Wasn't called splatters. It's
Splotch.
no. Okay, we need help. We need the name of the Tim Holtz stamp that's got the circles
Gloria.
and the paint swipes.
Well,
got the what?
the circles, the big circles, and the paint swipes. I think
The
it's
Tim
like,
Holtz stamp.
Yeah. It's not splotches.
No, it's not splotches.
Art.
It's not
It's probably
splatters.
something-
It's not art. It's. I have it at
All
home
right.
and I love it, but we're getting it.
Okay,
so.
we'll get it. So that is where I started, and I did not end up there because the images on the stamps that I used were a little too small because the last time I used the
So
bigger
here's
images.
the stamps. Katie, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're
But
fine.
Erica for the win. Brush strokes.
Thank you.
And-
Yes,
Okay.
that's our
Squirrel.
There we go.
Thank you, Erica. Okay.
So it was the brush strokes that I used. And so this time I didn't use the brush strokes, but I did use the
Noteworthy
quotes.
or note quotes.
And I'm using these today. They're smaller, so they fit the images on the Winnie the Pooh stamp sets much better. And you could definitely use them. They have some Merry and Bright, and I thought, oh, I'm going to use these. And I thought, nope, my focus is the 3 stamp sets. But I needed some background. So that was where I started, was with the splotches. And
The brush strokes.
The brush, no, the...
Oh, no.
the little...
Note
the note
quotes.
quotes. The note quotes
Okay.
backgrounds. As referred to as small brush strokes, if we might say that.
Yeah,
for the
I think we
video.
could do that.
And then I took,
Thank you.
I have that one and I love it.
This is like the best. I
All
use
right,
this
so
one.
let's show the brush strokes because that
Yes.
take the mystery out of it.
And I will actually show you how I tried
you're
to
the
use
best,
them.
Katie.
These are my oopses. But this is one that I did with the brush stroke, the larger one. And that was okay. And then this one, I used
They're not
the one
they're
across.
Not bad. They're not bad at all, but I
like
I
one like that.
understand
But
what you're doing.
they were just too big for the images. And so then I found the note quotes and used those.
Well,
I
good
did
idea.
use my Misty. Misty's come in 3 different colors, teal, pink, and black.
We have choices now,
We do
or
have
one of
choices.
each, or whatever.
Yes, at one point we did not, but yeah. I used the medium one because the 12 by 12, I don't usually scrap that large. And the smaller one I did try, borrowed from the store, and it was just too small. And this one was just
right.
Yeah. So I do use it, and mine is very well worn. So I'm going to take the 3 different sets, and I will
us
show
the
you.
sets.
All right, so this is the first set, and they're $12.99,
Oh,
and it's
that's-
the Grand Christmas Stamp Set. What I loved about this one was the sentiments. So the snowflake on his nose, and the jingle all the way, the Pooh Bear, and then I really liked this saying, and that's a good font too.
So it's kind of neat because it's got the sayings, and then it's got your kind of a group stamp, and then you have Piglet and Pooh individually with a little ornament.
The next one,
$12.99.
Yep.
Wow.
This one's the next one, is a very Pooh Bear Christmas. And then this one I liked because of the characters, and I love the sleigh.
Okay.
Sleigh, sled.
You can call it whatever.
Okay.
Everybody, if
The
you want to
sled.
be a sleigh, it can be a sleigh, or if you want a sled, it can be a sled.
And I did use this sentiment. I like that one, and then I like the way
Well, it's got a little snowflake.
yeah.
And I like Piglet's got a scarf on.
I know, isn't that a hoot?
Yeah.
And then this one I really liked because,
Is this why you had to use all 3? Because you
Yes.
just liked them all?
Well, this one talks about the snowflake.
Okay, let me get it here. And just when Pooh thought he couldn't be any happier, a snowflake landed on his nose. That is very cute.
So then I had to use the snow globe one because there's Pooh with a snowflake landing on his nose.
Oh. I think that Echo Park was
Yeah.
very tricky on these stamps.
And then the jingle bell and this branch I used, I think I wore it out. That little branch.
That little branch?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you.
I'm
going to show
curious
you
about
all
that.
the different ways that I use them. I just will show you what my stamp sets look like now after I have created.
You've done a little stamping with
Yes.
them.
All right. I'm just going to carry on until you say, okay, we should probably stop. How about that?
Okay.
Because there's so much I could show you or do. But what I'm first going to start with is...
So you'll be showing us these.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Do you want me to put the
Oh,
camera
yeah,
in
let's
the
do that while
holder?
I get ready.
All right.
How about that?
Hang on, everybody.
We're going to put it in on the
Going for a little ride.
arm. And then I'll have my stamps close. So I would recommend definitely using a MISTI, and you can see my thought process on my page, and I thought I should switch it out, but then I thought, that's okay. So again, I'm using the 3 different stamp sets.
I'm trying to get rid of that glare from that light, but I don't know that I can.
I'm going to grab another chair. So, yeah, actually, I'm going to just put stuff behind me. So I'm going to just do a spin move. And what I'm going to do is grab a block, like a stamping block, and then my note quotes. And I am going to use some water today, some distress spray, my distress sprayer. And you can...
Whoops. I'm kicking the light. I wondered if this went under
That would be
it. Maybe that
fabulous.
wouldn't glare, Katie.
Could not find that this morning. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Kelly. That's great.
It's going to cover up our pretty red
Love it.
tablecloth.
That's okay.
but
I think I probably should. Does that help?
a little bit.
All right.
It helped
What's
a little.
glaring?
Just
the lights.
this.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
that.
How about if I did that? So where do I need to be on my... Oh, yeah. I don't have to go
You're
upside
perfect
down.
right now.
Right now? So I just need to stay in my
Whoops.
white area?
Yeah.
And these little bottles are $4.99, and I use it all the time. Oh, sorry. And it does have like an on-off switch here. I forget about that.
Katie, I just got one of those. I know
Did
you're going
you?
to think that's funny.
That is funny. So I'm going to use that, but the first thing I'm going to do or show you is, and we're going to grab cards from over here with the sleigh on them. So is how I created these cards, which are basically the same. The ink I use to do this is Mowed Lawn. It's the Distress Oxide. I used oxide on all
Oh,
this.
okay.
And then you can use any black ink. On these I used an old VersaFine, and we do have VersaFine in black. I also use Memento, and honestly, it was just whatever was close to me. Because I would hate to have to get up. Oh, why hello. So I'm going to show you how I created these cards right here. They do have the sleigh, and so what I'm going to... Sled. And so...
Are you going to say sleigh or sled, Katie, or have you decided?
I haven't decided. I think I'm going to go between them so I sound really intelligent. All right, so on here, notice that the tree, but it has this handle here, and that handle really kind of got in my way because if I would put Piglet there, the Piglet,
That's so
Piglet
funny.
had it hanging over his head, or Pooh, it was as tall as Pooh. So I'll tell you what.
She got rid of that.
I did. I grabbed my Tim Holtz scissors, my tiny little ones, so I could do some precise fussy cutting, and I cut off.
Just like Teresa.
I did. I inspired by Teresa, but Kelly told me, I was like,
I told her
it
it was okay.
This. Yeah, and she said, we'll cut it off. So I did. I cut that handle right off. And then I was good to go. So
Then you were
can see
happy?
it. Yeah. So you could see it, and then it's off, and it was perfect because it was just sticking up in the air.
They probably didn't need that on that stamp set. Really.
Well, I
They
don't
could
think
have left
so.
it off, but they probably didn't realize it at
It
the
must
time.
have. Then I thought, why is it standing straight up in the air? Because most handles would just be down, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, now, and I'm going to show you. Goodness gracious, Kelly.
Where to start? Where to start, Katie?
I know. I'm going to show you how I'm going to stamp stamp off to create the backgrounds of these cards. So I'll put these out here like this. So what I do is these are 3x3. So almost all of the smaller cards, no, if it's a smaller card, it's 3x3. If it's one such as this, they're all 4x3. And that would be my sizes I used. So I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper here. And then, I keep trying to open that, Kelly. Grabbed my mowed lawn.
So mowed lawn oxide.
Yes.
Okay, Katie, Lisa made a comment
Yeah.
about cutting off that strap or that handle for the
Yes.
sleigh. She talked about how you could reposition it so someone is pulling it, which is a great idea.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Winnie the Pooh could be pulling it,
It
or
seemed I can't find my mowed lawn. So
do you need me to get you a mowed lawn? Do you need me to
do.
mow the lawn?
Can you go get it? Yes,
Yeah.
I apologize. Once I get going, it'll be better. But yes, I'm going to show the suggestion. So I cut that off, but you could use it to have somebody pull it. That's an excellent idea. Or wherever you want to put that. So I'm going to put that over here. And what I'm going to do is this one here has not been stamped off with my mowed lawn. And then this one I have stamped it off so it's lighter. And I did that also with this card too. So I'm going to show you the different ways of how I did that. So as soon as she gets the mowed lawn here, we will begin. But while we're waiting, I am just going to take this stamp, and you can see on here that I also traced the larger card, like the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This blue line represents the 3x4, and then this, or excuse, yeah, the 3x4, and this line was just 3x3. In doing so, sometimes I will place my stamps where I want them before I place them on
Katie,
my
could you
cardstock.
use peeled paint, and then I will go and try to get you a mowed lawn.
Oh,
Do you want to start with peeled
that is
paint?
fine. Thank you, Kelly. So I'm just going to line those up there. And have them all ready to go. I do check to see, like, line-wise if they are straight. Now I'm going to put this down in here. Well, let's not do that yet, because I'm going to show you how to stamp off that. I've told you how many times I'm going to show you how to do that. So I am going to grab the circle. And, oh, thank you.
Oh, did you have one?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Diane.
There was one in the bag. Oh, I looked. I didn't see mowed lawn. Oh, she wants you want oxide?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't hear oxide. I was looking.
This is
too.
fine. When I stamp, you're going to see me pound and then look to see if it's covered. And that's how I know if it's where I want it to be. And I'm going to have this little hook down on the corner. And I'm going to stamp it off where it's dark. And then I'm going to stamp it into the center of my paper. Now, one thing you can do if you want to use it one more time is I grab my microfiber and I will spray it. Oops, I have it turned off. Oh, I think I have
Thanks,
one.
Janine.
Thank you, Janine.
You can just put that out. I pulled one.
So I sprayed it, and then you can also stamp it, and it's a little bit lighter, but more with like a wet, kind of a wettish mark, I guess. So you could do that too. Now this is peeled paint, and I did use mowed lawn, and we will switch it as we go. Is that correct, Kelly?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
your mowed lawn there.
So those are the way, if you want it to be kind of a darker color, you just stamp right on it. If you want it to be a lighter color, you stamp it off and then stamp it on your card. And to go really light, you could stamp it off, and this is super light. Or you can also spray it for just a total different effect. It's completely up to you what you
I
like.
like seeing the different ideas, Katie. That's really great.
I'm going to do it real quick with mowed lawn. How about that? So then I'm going to take my stamp, and we'll just flip this over. And notice I look, because I want to make sure it's covered, so I can stamp it off. and we're going to stamp it off again. So 2, and then the third one we're going to use there. So see how much lighter it is. Whatever you like, or maybe you can stamp a bunch of them this way and then use them all, kind of like I did. So now that I've set up my Misty, I'm going to run over here and flip it open. It's all set up. I'm going to place my card in there, use a magnet, grab my whatever black ink that you want to use, and I'm going to ink up my Christmas tree. Oh, you know what? I need to center it on that splotch now. And it's all inked up, so I have to do it very carefully and just go for it. And there. Ooh, I like that. It actually stamped out quite well. I'm going to do that again. Oh, I got a lot of ink up there. So that's where our handy rag comes in. And I'm going to put that to the side, and then let's grab the 2U from me, and I'm going to line it up there. And the red that I use is Archival Carnation Red. I'm going to open this up, ink it up, and then stamp it on there. I do suggest that you use a Stampendable, and the Stampendable is just to, instead of doing this or using your elbow, you take the Stampendable, and these are $8.99, and put it on your card. Now the different ways, so that is a 3x3 base that I used. Now there's all sorts of different ways that you can do, what you can do with this card. This one was stamped, so how I always remember is that this is 4 1/4. I go in 1 would be 4, and then 3.75. And this is 5 1/2. This would be 5 1/4, and that would be 5. So 3.75 by 5 is my base. And I did the exact same thing, stamped it off, put it in my Misty, stamp that, and then the Wonderful or Grand Christmas I used on this one. And those are, the ornaments are little stickles. The Christmas stickles, the Christmas red, any red would work, but I use the Christmas red stickles. This one I put over in the side, and then I use the Merry Christmas. I also colored, and you can use anything with the red, a red marker, a red Copic, anything to color in the sled. And then on this one, I wanted to be kind of fancier, and so I used the foil paper, and that is the red foil mirrored paper, and it is called Red Mirrored Paper.
I love those names. Makes it easy for us.
There you go. And then this one I did tie a black twine around it, but I also used the stickles on there. So you can do it that way.
I like the Christmas red stickles.
Yeah, so that's how you can do those cards.
They're perfect.
What I got going? Oh, this one also has a splotch, and then I just put the title or the saying or sentiment on there. What I did not like is I was trying to make it look like a Christmas tree, but now it just looks like a blob with a
looks like an ornament.
Snowflake.
No, it looks like an ornament.
Okay. And then I added some stickles around there. So some of these were trial and error, and that would be an error. So I'm going to put those over there, Kelly.
But Katie, I think that's a good point, that sometimes you just start playing around.
Yes.
And see what you do and don't like.
This one I added the yellow snowflake, so it looked like a star, and then colored the sled. And you could add whatever you want. So there's so many different ways that you can do. You can add a lot or just a little to them. So we're going to stay with the theme of the backgrounds, and now I'm going to show you how I did this one. It is a 3x3, so let me grab a 3x3 piece of cardstock here. And I cut a bunch ahead of time.
Cool, because it's on an A2 card.
Yeah.
I never do anything like that. It's kind of a clean and simple design.
Yeah. Thank you,
But
Kelly.
I would never think to put a 3x3 on an A2 card.
So this time we're going to use the
it.
squares. And I'm going to pull out both squares, the inside splotch, and then the outline of it. And take this one off.
Now the thing about the Tim Holtz stamps from Stampers Anonymous, they stamp really nice. If you ink them up properly. A Misty is always wonderful, but Katie's just using a block, especially for a background that's kind of a messy, I'm going to say.
Yeah,
Kind
absolutely,
of a messy
yep.
type thing.
All right, so I'm going to stamp this off, but remember you kind of have to watch, since we're going to be using the outline, which way you go. But I'm going to stamp this off, because I definitely want this one to be a little bit lighter since I'm going to put the border around it. And there we go.
Oh my gosh.
And put that to the side, and then I'm going to grab the outline. And as long, you might want to just kind of do a practice over here to see exactly where you're at, and it does go around it.
Good idea.
I'm going to ink it again because I want my outline to be darker than my original piece. And you just eyeball it, and you just hope. And there you go.
Oh
and
my
I'm okay
gosh,
with
Katie,
it.
I love it.
And it is darker, and like I said, just even if it doesn't, it's not right at it, I'm okay with that.
Well, Katie, I got to just say, who
Yeah.
knew you would pull out a Tim Holtz stamp and work with Winnie the Pooh?
Who knew, right,
That's
Kelly?
just, I know. It's just,
Who
it just goes
knew?
to show you, you never know what
What you can do.
combine with things.
So then I'm going to grab the little jingle bell that is off of this set. And the To You From Me was also on there. And I'm going to pull
And
this
that's
off.
a snow globe.
Yeah. And I'm not going to put it in my Misty. I'm just going to put it on a block and stamp, because I'm okay if it doesn't stamp completely correctly. Because it's kind of that look, I should say. And there you go.
Well, it stamped really nice.
I stamped it a little bit crooked, but that's okay.
Oh, I can't tell. I'm looking at it upside down. I
Okay.
can't tell.
And the Jingle All the Way, I pulled it off of this stamp set, which is the Grand. My goodness. So I pulled
They
that
really
off.
all work together very
They do,
well, don't
and
they?
yeah. And I honestly, I would just grab a scrap piece. It might even be up here. Stamp it red
And then cut it apart.
and cut that out. And can you notice I kind of roughed up the edges?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I can. I noticed that.
So you can use a distressor.
Paper distressor?
Yep, or I am known to use my scissors just on the side, and I'm going to show you that. And I used the color, I think it's just classic green for my mat, and that is red. Oh, sorry. We just had like
We had
an
a quiet.
amazing,
I
yeah.
think we had a quiet moment.
And what I did, I roughed it up and then I matted it and I pop dotted it. But I used the big roll.
I like the big foam tape
because
too.
it's a little bit thinner too. Or I use the thinner one.
There is two kinds.
Yeah, one is a little bit thicker. That looks sturdy. And one is a little bit thinner. And I wanted a little dimension, not a ton of dimension, but just a little bit. And so I popped that up. And then what I did was mat this with a green and then mat it with on a white to take up that space.
That's why it looks different.
And then that's also popped up.
Katie, how did you think of that?
Well, I set it down there. Well, I put this down in the middle. I'm like, oh my gosh, it needs more. So I thought, what if I just do white again?
I really, oh my
could
gosh,
easily
I
do a
love
pattern.
that. Oh, I
Thanks.
love it.
And this little dot here is one of these nail heads. And I use them quite often. And they come in different sizes. I'm using the 3mm nail heads or the smaller ones, which are $2.99 for a ton of them.
And they go a long ways. Does it say how many are in the package?
It does not, but there's a lot.
A lot.
And then this one has, this one's 5mm for $2.99. So either one. I like the smaller ones, but you're going to see at one point I use both sides.
Katie, I just want to stop and tell you that people are loving this.
Oh, good.
They're
I would
loving.
say bless you.
Thanks.
All right. With the bells, I'm trying to think.
Did a bell just ring, or was it
I don't know.
imagination?
I thought a bell rang.
Maybe an angel got their wings
They
or
might have,
something.
yeah. All right. Now I'm going to show you. Let me see here, Kelly. Oh, that's the. Oh goodness, Kelly.
Katie has a
I have
pile.
all this all pre-stuff.
She's very
and-
organized.
I appear to
No,
be.
you really
but-
are.
All right, so now I'm going to show you how I used the branch.
You said you used it a lot.
I used it on a lot of these. So I used the branch on here. the branch on here.
So
and it's all mowed lawn.
People that are just joining us
Yes.
don't know what you mean
Yeah.
by the branch.
This little thing right here. I'm
that
going to
little
grab it.
stamp.
Yeah, and sometimes I lose it and then it comes back. But I am going to just put it right now so I don't lose it on a smaller block. You can use your bigger block, it doesn't matter. But this one is the snow globe scene. I'm going to use that branch. And I use the branch to create Christmas trees, to create some, oh, what do you call that?
Like a garland.
Yes, thank you.
Little pine boughs.
Some grass.
Or evergreen.
Evergreen, yeah. So I use it for several different ways, but I'm going to show you how to make the tree. And again, I
good.
only used mowed lawn. So again, it's just a 3x3. And basically it's a triangle. So you're going to, what I found easiest was to ink it up, and then I'm going to start at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I should do it this way, huh? But I'm going to have to, I end up turning it because I can't just work with it straight. But start at the bottom, because that's going to be the bottom branch or the width of our tree. And then I'm going to flip it and go over here, and then I just start to stamp again. So you're going to have
so
it
stamp
dark.
off.
Yep, dark, and then stamp off. And you're going to work your way in so it looks like a Christmas tree. So I'm going to flip over here. And it could be done so many different ways. It really doesn't matter how many times you stamp it in a row.
It doesn't look much like a tree, but as you add more branches to it, it does start taking shape.
And if you want, go ahead and kind of find your center, and then you know that's where the top of your tree is going to be. And then you just start stamping 2 or 3 times with it. And then you start to just kind of fill in the middle.
That is so cool. And I would not expect to be able to make that out of that stamp set with the
isn't that
great
crazy?
big Christmas globe. Yes.
Now, if you feel, I'll show you a little trick. As if your tree, and it is honestly, Kelly, as you can see, it is just random stamping. And I might turn it a little so it has some little branches coming off at the, at the bottom. And there you go.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
it with it. So that's how I created this tree. And then I did use the sentiment, the larger sentiment that is on, this one is the Very Pooh. The best thing about Christmas is spending it with you. So I stamped that on there. And that snowflake, anytime you see a star or snowflake, it's this one on Pooh's nose on the globe set. And so I did put that
That's
up there
so
in the yellow.
cute.
And I did use mustard seed distress oxide. And then I went around it with the stickles. Just little stickles on there.
Little tiny stickles.
Little tiny stickles. But I thought, let's try a different sentiment. So I can show you how. I just put that down in there. Take that one off. And we're going to grab the Merry Christmas off of here. The big one.
Ooh.
And I'm going to lay it across here. And I think I'm going to do it in red.
So what red are you using, Katie?
I am using the Carnation Red.
So the archival.
Yeah, an archival one. And do that. Oh, I need to make it a little bit darker, and that is the beauty of the Misty, is that you can stamp it again and make it just a bit darker. And you can make it as dark as you want. There you go.
Oh gosh.
Isn't that great? Mm-hmm. So then what I probably would do is add the little snowflake on the top and then some stickles around that too. Now, if you think, oh my gosh, I need to add just a little bit, I don't want to add a stamp. I love the paper flare markers or the Paper Mate flare markers, and you can grab a color and you can just add some branches in there if needed.
Could you
And
do
fill
that
in
with
spots.
the Le Pen?
Yes, you could. I didn't have a Le Pen with me.
You didn't have. I'm surprised.
I know. I did not have those colored Le Pens, I should say. And then I did also do stickles, and so I kind of played with it, and that's what it ended up looking like. Merry Christmas
good.
to you from me. This one is more like a peacock tree. It's not very full, but it was my first one.
Like, but I feel like it's in the middle of the tree.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
So
And
the
then
tree is
stamp down
peeking
below.
out. The tree to me is peeking out over the top.
Oh, I like that. And that is the grand statement on that one. And with these, like this one, all I did was stamp the images and then stamped a lot of the branches or the branch underneath of it. And You Are the Best Christmas Gift is just like I did with the Jingle All the Way on here. I stamped it off and then I cut it out and roughed the edges, matted it, and then put it over at the bottom. And you can see those kind of globs on there. That was my attempt to make snow with Wink of Stella, and it did not work very well. But you can try a Wink of Stella. This is just a red
You could
marker.
use,
Yeah, what could I use? I was
you
stuck.
could get the Nouveau drops or stickle, clear stickles,
Yes.
or it's not
Absolutely.
morning, white blizzard. White
Yes,
blizzard Nouveau drops would be really
yes.
good.
Thank you, Kelly.
Well, that would give you some, glittery stuff.
Yes, I would. Absolutely. So those are ways that you can use the tree branch on there.
And make a tree.
And make a tree or use some for garland. Now with this, it's the bell again and Jingle All the Way. I wanted it to be
That was
angle
very
it.
clever, Katie. Super clever.
And you can see that I practiced on my paper here. But all I did, and I can do it on this one, was start over on my glass mat or my plastic part, and I pushed one end down, and this one, because of just being so thin, you can curve it right on there. The grid marks, I don't know if you can see them, but do help that you keep it in line as one end and the ends end on the same line, so it will be straight. And then I did practice over here just to see what it would look like, but let's just, I'm going to stamp this, and you can make it,
Katie, that
Yeah.
carnation red is not, it's really not what it looks like on the package. It's more of a true red.
I agree with you,
And
Kelly.
people ask about what's a good archival ink.
There's my,
Which, if you're in Merrymakers, you do need archival inks for stamping on some ribbon. Oh,
as you could,
fun.
yeah, I didn't center it or so forth, but you do get the idea that you just can bend that, and that's what I did with this. And then took the stamp and then added 3 jingle bells, and then at the end used the branch to add some garland. And then I matted it. This is 3x4.
Ooh, that's that red.
So that's a red foil, and then there's a white border also on there.
I've not.
Matte on there.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, it's there, but
I
you just don't
I
see
know,
it.
but it.
And those are the hammer heads, or nail heads. On the hammer heads.
Hammer heads.
The nail heads. Any questions, or is it going all right so far?
There's a lot of people watching, and I think they're really enjoying it.
Then, let's see, this one has garland. This one is a different Jingle All the Way. And then has the garland on each side, the stockings, and then the jingle bell. You could kind of play with that. You could take the bell off and just have the stockings. The stockings do have blizzard on them. Nouveau drops that I put some drops and then used to my
I
finger.
like that twine, Katie.
Yeah, and
I
tied
would
the
not.
twine.
I wouldn't have thought of the black and white doodle twine.
Yeah.
But I do like
and
it.
it ties so nicely too.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And this is just popped up. The whole panel is popped up on there. All right, so then I was like, okay, I need to do some more, not just bells and trees, but I need to start using the icons, the Winnie the Pooh people. And so I will tell you that I took the group stamp,
Ooh.
and on the group stamp, you can see that it says the North Pole on there, and Christopher Robin, and then we have the owl and Piglet and Kanga and the rabbit there. When you stamped it, one of the things that people would say was, what is all that? So I will tell you, I cut it off. So I cut all that.
So you just have Christopher Robin.
So I just have Christopher Robin and Pooh. And then I was able to work with it also a little bit better. So on here you can see, again, it's a 3x3 card. And I stamped it. There's some of the nail heads on there. and then red boots, red hat, and I did use some Blizzard, I don't know if you can see that, on their hat, and then matted it with black, and then I tied a red twine around it, and then I tied a bow, but I glued it on there because I only wanted the bow, I didn't want the red wrapped around. And that was that.
That looks nice. I really love the twine, but twine is a happy thing for me.
So then I got going.
Then she was really moving and
After
grooving.
I got all that stuff off of there, so then I used a 3x4 panel, and I stamped it, but I added more colors to it. So he has black boots, a green t-shirt on, and then I used the Happy Holidays over to the side.
And Katie, there's a question,
Yeah.
and it would affect that one also,
Okay.
and this previous
Yeah.
card, is how you color. What did you use for your red and your green? Or is that markers?
They're just actually markers that I used. I had some Tombow markers that I used. I also,
So just whatever you have for
whatever
markers.
you have. Yeah, I used the Papermate
They're
one.
really small, so
Yeah.
small areas.
One thing I did use is my Le Pen, but I can't find my Le Pen. My black Le Pen. So I'm just going to grab this one. I have all my
Katie, Lisa's
markers.
going to start cutting
3x3s.
paper while she waits
Oh,
for the mailman to bring her
wonderful.
Winnie the Pooh stamps.
Oh, excellent. On this one, I added some grounding to them by just using my black marker and following like the little scratches. This one, I grounded them by using my Copic marker, like C1. But if I wanted to add those little scratches, as there are around him, back here, those little, I guess, scratches, that you can do that on their feet by making little M's.
Oh my gosh.
Or lines, or I did think that Z's work out well too.
So show that up close, 'cause
Yeah.
that's
Little M's
amazing.
and
Oh my
Z's.
gosh.
Yeah, so
You know,
then it grounds them.
I've only grounded with Copic markers. I've never thought about grounding
yeah.
with a black marker.
So then I thought, in this one I used the Happy Holidays and the Merry and Bright off of here. Works quite well in this area, and again it's a 3x4. And so I thought, well, I'm going to add a Merry and Bright, and I want to also fill in the space below. So then I added the Eeyore stamp. And I would color this, but then I thought, you could just leave it as is too. Mm-hmm. So Eeyore is on
Eeyore was Corianne's
the grand
favorite,
one. Was she?
favorite character, yeah.
He's good. But again, noticed I colored all underneath of him. Eeyore doesn't have any grounding underneath of him. And so those are all my little chicken scratches to ground him down.
I don't know how you thought of that.
Well, I don't know. I thought that
But how,
everything else,
that's
I
so
don't know.
good. Well, good job. Good job.
and I really like these. I think they'd be fun on red, or even if you wanted to do brown. And speaking of brown,
What a transition.
I'm sorry, I'm not done yet. That was a great transition. I'm just going to let
just
it wah,
just hang,
wah.
just wait on it. Wait for it.
Okay. This one is another 3x4, and there's the snowflake landed on his nose. Again, I used the Happy Holidays and then Pooh and Piglet there. And I colored in Piglet's little outfit he has on, but I could definitely do the red scarf. And just play with what you like. And then put the Happy Holidays, or you could put Merry and Bright there. I just like it. I was so focused on putting the images and then the sentiment below it, and I thought I need to
That's something different. You're
Yeah.
showing us so many options with just 3 stamp sets.
And then this one, I wanted to use that big stamp, and I had tried and tried and tried, couldn't get it to work, and finally I decided, well, I'm not going to color it in, and that was like, oh, okay. But I stamped the large sentiment, the grand sentiment at the top, and then the picture underneath. And because, like I said, I was constantly, and that's where there was this one, the images, and then underneath I kept focusing on this. This was actually a bad mistake on the card. Yeah, so I covered it up.
Good tip.
Hey, yeah, you can remat and cut. And so I put the Wonderful Christmas, and then these are the larger nail heads. These are the 5mm ones. And then only colored red. And then I thought this would look really fun on a red mat.
Yeah.
on here, and then maybe a white one, and then on the card itself.
Well, you definitely have a clean and simple look with these, Katie.
Thank you.
That everyone is loving.
Oh, good. Well, this next one is an attempt of not clean and simple, completely different, but I so wanted to use the sentiment, and just when he thought he couldn't get any happier, a snowflake landed on his nose, and I wanted to use that little Pooh and the snowflake. And I was just about to say, and boys and girls, I just tried and tried, and I'm going to show you my struggles. So I tried it this way. That was like, no, that didn't work. Might be on the back too. I tried it with the sled beside it with him. Now I tried it, let's add red and then Nouveau drop. So I did do that around that. Now he was just too small, and so you can see trial after trial after trial to get his darn nose to land with a snowflake. Yes. So then I settled on this, and I am pleased with it on this one. So I just stamped the snowflake and Pooh and the saying, and then I roughed up the edges and actually inked it with Vintage Photo, added a craft, and then Bon Bon from Doodlebug, and put that on there. And the focus is then the blue, what color was that? Speckled egg, and then a gem. And I did think, should I color his little,
Scarf?
Yes,
Shirt?
thank you. So then I tried it on a scrap piece, and you could do that, but then I just liked it that it was only
Kind of simple.
right. And so then he is floating. So remember, all you
I
need
was
to
going
do
to ask you about that.
is put some lines and some M's or some Z's. And there you go. And now
my
he's
gosh.
like grounded.
That's a wow for me,
Isn't that
Katie.
funny? I went out a few little dots there. There we go.
And Katie, that isn't necessarily a Christmas card. That could be any
yeah,
card.
it could be a winter
A
card.
winter card, or
Yes.
just kind of cheering someone up, because I think if you live anywhere where we have winter and snow, and you think about those nights when there's no wind and you have great big snowflakes coming down, and you look up and they
the
land on
best.
your face, and it is a cool thing.
So I really like, and this is just more of a green-gray marker. So I fell in love with this. I just love that it's just simple and there's nothing else going on with it. Another thing, I'm just going to end with some other options. You could
We
use
should have
the
been counting these.
splotches and then just stamp it off and then put the font on it.
And that was from note quotes,
Yeah.
remember, from the beginning.
Yeah, the spots are from the note quotes from this one. This one I stamped and added some nail heads, but then I thought you could use these as inside your cards.
Oh, yeah.
So you could do that. This
Put
one
that on
says
the
Happy
inside.
Holidays, and it has the red, the carnation, and the mowed lawn. Or just use the outline in itself and stamp the sentiment inside of it. Oh, there's a snowflake trying to fall on that nose.
Fits perfect.
I really wanted a Pooh in front of the tree, or a Pooh and Piglet, but they're see-through, so I never really got to how I wanted it
see
to
what
look.
you mean.
Yeah, they were see-through, and so that was a bit frustrating. Experimented with the branch, but these are my kind of the fail ones. This one's fine. I'm okay with this. I would just cut it down. And that's what I'm going to show you real quick, is some of my cards are not normal sizes to say, because I made this one and it's off center. So what I do, and what I like about this tonic cutter by Tim Holtz, is that you have, I don't know if you can see it, but if I lift this up, you have an edge right here before you actually cut. And I use that edge as a border guide. So for example, I'm going to slide my Pooh card in there, and I get it to where I just see the image coming across the guard. And then I cut it, and can you see
So it's going to be the same
the
everywhere.
edge? Yes, it will be the same all the way around. I'm going to do that real quick because I was at a kind of a bad angle. And then I'm going to turn it just tell when I see my image coming into that guide.
That's another great tip.
You see it coming into the guide, and notice I get just the perfect little border around it.
And your trimmer might have some type of a place like that. I know Peggy. Katie, you know how Peggy cuts those perfect
Yes.
1/4 inch strips?
Yes.
Or 1/8 inch, I'm not sure what
Yes.
size. She does it on her trimmer like that.
Oh, does she? That's how she does it?
She's got a place to line it up because it's not easy to get perfect
Borders.
borders.
No.
And she cuts them all the time, and I'm always so impressed with what Peggy does.
So I'm going to do the same thing, but with the edge of the paper, I'm going to have it come just so I can see it, and it's going to be a little bit off here. But then I just pull this off and then recenter it.
Okay.
And then I would put that onto a card base.
You just happen to have one?
I just happen to have a card base. Oh. And then fold it. Remember, I always like to use
You
an
have
edge
good tips.
just to make sure it's straight. And then I would probably use some pop dots to put that on there. And doesn't it look better?
It does.
Even though it's not the same size as the card. But what you also can do is if you wanted to center it, you center it and then you just cut it to fit your, cut the card to fit your panel. And then this was another one we've kind of made around back to the sled, the ink splots, and then I have Pooh and Piglet over there, but I don't like this. So I would probably end up doing one of these where I stamped it and then covered that up. Or just do it all over.
It's just paper, right?
It's just paper, yeah. And there you go. So now you can see why I needed to use, under all this, all 3.
I can see
Stamp
why you
sets.
needed all 3 stamp sets.
Yeah.
So the stamp sets
Yes.
are from the Winnie the Pooh Christmas collection by Echo Park.
Echo Park. This one, I should show you. This one is called the Snow Globe, and it includes the branch, Pooh and the snow, the Jingle Bell, which I used a lot, and the To You from Me.
You used just about everything.
I did. There's light. Thanks, Doug. And then on this one, it's the saying, he couldn't be any happier, a snowflake landed on his nose, Eeyore. Oh, this guy.
Oh, that's Winnie the Pooh with the Santa hat.
Yes, Merry and Bright, A Grand Christmas. Now, I was stamping, and I don't know where it is, but when I stamped this, he had this, that's his ear, and so it bothered me because it was, I had just this little dot, and I wasn't quite sure, so can you guess what I did, Kelly?
I bet you cut it off.
I cut his ear off, and it works so much better.
But I'm just going to say his ear on the other side's not showing.
No, that's why it was, I wasn't quite sure, is it his ear or not? Then I was like, well, I don't know what it is, so I cut it off.
If you don't know what it is, get rid
Yep,
of it,
you
right?
have to just cut it off. Yep. All right, so that was this one, and this one is the grand saying. And then the last one is A Very Pooh Bear Christmas. So Piglet, the font, the large one. Remember, I cut off the gang. And then it has that, the sled,
Katie,
and that. So I
you
used all of
utilize
them.
almost every single stamp.
Yes.
That
It
is
was
amazing.
fun. It was fun. I had a good time once I got going. So, all right. We have got a mess.
We're going to
But
rotate
that's
here,
okay.
Katie.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, you did an excellent job.
Thanks for staying with me. Once I got going, I knew I'd be okay.
Yeah,
I have to get my training wheels off.
I think everybody loved it. You did such
Thank
a nice
you.
job with
Thank
the
you,
Winnie
Kelly.
the Pooh cards. We're going to take pictures and we're going to get them on our blog. And I hope that you all have enjoyed spending a little bit of time with Winnie the Pooh this year, getting ready for the holiday season.
I like how we show how you can use this stuff.
We do have a question about the mirrored paper and what other colors it comes in. So
Ooh,
I
I'm
think-
not quite sure.
I think
Do you
you're
want to
gonna
take a
have
walk
to ring the
or
bell.
ring?
Let's just walk over there
Okay.
and see.
All right.
Kimberly said she learned so much. Let me
Oh,
go up here.
good.
She learned so much. They love your cards.
Did I have to do one of these?
No, well, you did a little while ago.
Oh.
They loved your cards, which I totally agree with. And she always loves spending
Thank you.
time with us. So
Well,
that's
thank you.
really sweet.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention is that I use the Super Value Pack. Some people have said, well, they're such a lightweight, but that's a lightweight. But that's okay because you put all these mats on, and it will be heavier.
And then it gets a little heavier.
And then it gets a little bit
Well,
stiffer.
that is the A2 size.
Yep.
You get 50 cards, 50 envelopes, and
$5.99.
$5.99.
I mean, seriously.
I have a feeling that price will be going up. But,
I have a lot of these.
a lot of prices are going up, Katie.
They
A lot
are.
of paper prices.
It is.
There's nothing we can do about it.
No. We try and
and that's
try.
just
We
the
try
way
to
it
do it
is.
at the last minute.
So let's
Not
go
last
check
minute,
out
until we have
Let's
to.
go check out the other mirror
mirror
papers.
papers, yes.
Because
There
Katie
are
brought
some.
red over here. I know we have silver
Yeah.
and gold. So we'll
We
see
might
what we have.
have-
And then please remember that the Vintage Orchard is 20% off. And today's the last day for that. So you're going to want to get that ordered. And the more I see it, the more beautiful I think it is.
All right. Looks like it comes in pink.
Ooh, we got a pretty pink.
I better just put my glasses on because I'm going to have to
Katie's
probably.
going to put her glasses on. So
And
there,
then we do
and
have
it's
the
hard,
red.
It's hard to show because it's just you're going to see reflections of me or the camera.
Can you wave?
I
This one is rose gold, which is gorgeous. And then we do
Oh, we
have
have
a green, which would be very Christmassy. And this one is gun. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Kind of a gunmetal.
Oh, I like that. Oh, my goodness.
Katie, you got a lot. Katie,
All right.
here, I'm going to get those.
I'm okay now. This one, it has a little bit of a texture to it. It's mirrored. It's gold mirrored. And also this one is really kind of a shinier.
So we
Does
got
that
both.
make sense?
Yep, we can see them really well on the camera.
And then we have copper. Oh, look at these.
Sometimes copper and rose gold. Oh, Katie, we can see you very well. And
Should we wave? Yeah, rose gold and copper. All right,
lots
then we
of gold.
have
we got silver.
silver. We have a brushed silver, so it has more lines. And then we have, it seems like they're all on there we go. Regular silver. Well, that looks like the same, doesn't it?
Well,
Okay.
on the camera it's hard to
All
see,
right,
but just know that we
anyways,
have silver,
yes, we do have
gold,
silver, gold,
copper, green,
gunmetal.
gunmetal, rose gold, red.
Gosh darn, I
We've
like
had
that
black
gunmetal.
before, but I don't know.
Is that it?
Oh, we have one sheet of black, and it's not really as mirrored. It's more of a shiny.
Look at that, those silvers and that gunmetal together. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, I didn't even know we had gunmetal.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
You never know what we're going to find. Never know. And look at all the glitter. So
Yep,
I guess
and you can just look at the glitter. I'm not going to pull that
No.
out for you. So,
all right. So anyway, we've got lots of the shiny paper. We've got glitter paper. We got Katie.
yes.
We got Katie. Katie,
Yes.
thank you for a great morning.
Yes, thanks for
and
inviting
for
me. I was glad to be here.
bringing us home with our
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh. And you guys, I hope you have a great crafty
Yeah.
weekend. And we'll be back on Monday, and we'll
Yeah.
see you then.
Sounds
So
good.
until Monday, have a great time.
Thank you.